Before the sirens, before the raids, before the world flipped inside out, there was a knock at the door, and a man who already knew it was coming. Cousin opened it slow, and there stood nephew, eyes wide, jaw tight, fire in his voice. "You seen the feed?" nephew asked. Cousin shook his head. "No, why?" "They coming," nephew said. "It's already started. They taking people in the West End. Sasha Socials gonna leave." He held up his hollow tab. No spin, no silence, just truth. Cousin didn't blink.
"You ready?"
He asked.
Nephew nodded.
Been ready.
They didn't waste words.
Didn't ask who or why. Because when you're raised in the storm, you don't wait for the lightning. You move with the thunder. This is Woke World Risen. Out. There was a knock at the door, and a man who already knew he was coming. Cousin opened it slow, and there stood nephew, eyes wide, jaw tight, fire in his voice. "You seen the feed?" nephew asked. Cousin shook his head. "No, why?" "They coming," nephew said. "It's already started. They taking people in the West End. Sasha Socials gonna leave." He held up his hollow tab. No spin, no silence, just truth. Cousin didn't blink. "You ready?" he asked.
Nephew nodded. Been ready. They didn't waste words. Didn't ask who or why. Because when you raised in the storm, you don't wait for the lightning.
You move with the thunder. This is Woke World Risen.
Greetings, ancestors. This is Lady Iron Grace, reporting to you across the currents of time. From the year 2099, you may not know me yet, but I know you. I know what you fought through, what you survived, and what you forgot. So listen now. Let me remind you how the rising began. It was July 4th, 2076, Independence Day for a dying empire. But for the children of the soil, for the dreamers and code breakers, it was the day the night raids began. There were no fireworks that night, only drones in the sky, boots in the hallway, and a silence so deep, even the ancestors held their breath. It was 4:25 in the morning when Malik sat up. His phone was buzzing. He answered, and the words froze his bones. "The Red Dogs are here, they're taking people." He shook Emily awake. Zoe was still sleeping, her arms wrapped around a storybook. "No," she mumbled. "You said I could sleep in today." But there was no more sleep. They ran through the back, through the trees. Pajamas, no shoes, no bags, only breath, only fear. But the forest knew, and the forest held them, and they were not alone. In the shadows, others were hiding. A man, a woman, a small boy. They met with quick glances and faster whispers. Zoe reached out to the boy and said, "Hi, I'm Zoe, don't worry, we'll be safe." And right then I knew the future still had a chance. Then a movement in the trees above them. A girl perched in the branches like an eagle with tech wings. Her name was Sasha Social. Reporter, witness, rebel with a camera. "I'm here to tell the truth," she said. And baby, she did. She pointed her lens. She went live. "This is Sasha reporting from the West End. The government is abducting families right now. But the Red Dogs don't like the truth. Flashlights cut through the dark like blades. Voices boom through the woods. You there, step out. You're on the national deb list." They grabbed Malik. They grabbed Emily. Zoe screamed, "No, Mama, Daddy!" Child protective agents pulled her back, tore her away. Sasha shouted, "This is madness. What kind of country does this to its children?" The screen started glitching. Zoe clutched a small note Sasha slipped into her hand. That note was hope.
Ancestors. This is Lady Iron Grace, broadcasting from the year 2099. You may not remember this moment, but the roots remember. I speak now so you may rise again. Let us return to the woods, to the breath between branches, to the steps taken in silence when there was nowhere left to run.
The trees opened like a mouth that swallowed fear. Malik gripped Zoe's hand. Emily scanned the shadows. Behind them, sirens still echoed, but ahead, only the dark. They stopped.
Zoe's breath was short. She looked up, eyes wide, heart racing. Then, a voice.
"Who's there?" A man stepped forward.
Tense, protective. He held his arm out in front of his wife. A small boy clutched her leg. John and Lisa, just like Malik and Emily, running, hiding, holding on. No words were needed. They weren't alone anymore.
Zoe stepped forward, trembling but steady. She looked at the boy and whispered,
"Hi, I'm Zoe. Don't worry, we'll be safe." Even now, in the heart of the storm, the child carried the flame.
"You are listening to Woke World Risen."
This is not fiction. This is memory, and memory is a weapon.
Stay with us, ancestors. The roots have more to say.
history and memory is a weapon. Stay with us. Ancestors, the roots have more to say.
Now, you ain't heard this on no news station. But let me tell you what was happening at that exact same moment. Down in the West End.
Up a flight of creaky stairs, behind a half-lit neon sign that said Plaza Realty and Legal Aid.
Auntie was moving like a woman on a mission. Stacks of paperwork on her desk. Old maps, property deeds, stamped and sealed, ready for transfer. Land that had been stolen, generations gone, and now, finally coming back home. Auntie wasn't alone neither. Her assistants moved like clockwork. One scanned the documents. One ran interference with the city's outdated AI. Another sat cross-legged on the floor with a burner laptop, encrypting the delivery codes. And in the middle of it all, Auntie stood tall. Phone in one hand, flash drive in the other, eyes sharp like they could cut glass. This has to reach the contact, she said. No delays, no detours. We drop this. We take back everything they took. Outside, traffic rumbled. Inside, tension thick as cane syrup. And then, her phone buzzed once. Nephew, en route 2 minutes out. But before she could respond, boom! The back door swung open. A thud, a crash, shouts. Someone was inside. Her assistant screamed. Back file door breached. Multiple shadows incoming. Auntie didn't flinch. She reached down, hit the security button under her desk. The glass behind her frosted instantly. She looked her staff dead in the eye. Protect the package. Footsteps pounded down the hall. A shadow moved past the window. Nephew was still on the street. She didn't have time to wait. She turned, faced the door, and the lock clicked. Then silence. Just 5 seconds of breathless waiting. And then let me take a breath and I will tell you. You are listening to Woke World Risen, where memory speaks and the future is watching. Tune in, ancestors. The next move has already begun.
Ancestors.
The moment Auntie locked eyes with the door.
Ancestors.
The moment Auntie locked eyes with the door. Time stretched thin like a thread about to snap. But you see, the enemy forgot one thing. Ancestors. What you've heard tonight is only the beginning. The streets are stirring, the spirits are watching, and next week, we enter the safe house. We follow the flame and the children. They start the rebellion their parents only dreamed of. So keep your ear to the wind and your roots in the ground. This is Lady Iron Grace, sending love from the future where your legacy lives and your name still carries thunder. Until next time. Rise strong, walk wise, and stay ready. Now don't go nowhere. Cause coming up next, DJ Woke is about to lift your spirits and shake your roots with a little something we like to call, it's a family reunion. Turn it up. You're tuned into Woke World Risen. Auntie wasn't alone. And the plaza wasn't just real estate. It was sanctuary. It was strategy. It was home. From the hallway behind the floral shop came a breeze, no footsteps, no warning. Miss Bussy, a whisper in a sundress, a warrior in bloom. She didn't walk in, she flowed in. 3 intruders entered that office, only 2 walked out.
and not on their own legs. The first, taken down with a twist of the wrist and a knee to the chest. The second, met the business end of a flower vase, peonies flying everywhere. The third, well, he tried to run, but Bossy don't chase, she just intercepts. By the time nephew burst through the stairwell door, he froze. Saw auntie standing tall, document secure, hair still neat, two intruders zip-tied on the floor like leftover trash. Miss Bossy stood beside her, barely out of breath, adjusting her head wrap like the queen she was born to be. Nephew blinked. "Y'all good?" he asked. Auntie didn't flinch, just said, "Package secured, but now we move." She grabbed the flash drive, tucked it in her boot, and turned to her assistants. "You ride with us back route." They didn't hesitate, but as they reached the elevator, Auntie's wrist buzzed. She checked her comlink, paused. Everything in her face changed. Her breath caught, her voice dropped. Sasha's gone silent. Miss Bossy stepped forward. "What you mean gone silent?" Auntie turned the display, the hollow screen glowed with headlines. "Breaking! Sasha social shot, whereabouts unknown." For a moment, even the resistance stood still. And then, Auntie looked up. That same fire lit behind her eyes. She said, "We don't leave our storytellers behind." Miss Bossy flexed her fingers. Nephew clenched the wheel remote, and without another word, they vanished into the city's shadows. Their mission was no longer just paperwork, it was war. Twin Station ID. You are listening to Woke World Risen. The past is present. The seeds are waking. The silence is ending. Stay tuned, ancestors. This is only the beginning.